Bismillah, salatu salam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Naam, ya yuwekwa, jazakum khairan for the replies and your support, and some of you sending salutations upon me and my family. Barakallahu feekum. I'm here again to try to shed some more light, to bring some more clarification in relation to the matter, to the subject matter of this difference between Salafiyah and the Khawarji manhaj, which is made up of many different groups, as we know today, Takfiri, Jihadi, on and on and on. These groups have unfortunately did acts such as from this book, the title is In the Defense of Islam in the Light of the Events of September 11th, published by the likes of Troy.org. They have their own publications, Troy Publications. They're outside, they're from Canada, Toronto, Canada. And may Allah reward them for their good acts and their efforts to try to maintain the clarity of the da'wah of Salafiyah in this way. And separated from the likes of what the media and these other groups and deviant groups have portrayed Salafiyah to be. I would like to read a chapter in this book, chapter 3, in relation to Salafiyah and terrorism. As I was saying before, the groups, the difference of these groups and how they eventually came to be known as Takfiri, Jihadi group and all this like this, from where they got the manhaj of Takfir, or originally the acts and extreme acts of causing fitna and killing and harming innocent Muslims as well as non-Muslims. The Khawarji, which they were known in the times of the Prophet ﷺ, and especially during the times of the caliphs, four rightly guided caliphs, and they were even known to be the ones who initially were behind killings of the Khalifa. So the first part starts, the next fabrication that we would like to uncover is the media's dastardly plot to link Salafiyah to global terrorism, when in fact Salafiyah is harder against this wretched evil than anyone other than them. We shall present the positions of some of our present-day scholars of Islam and Salafiyah concerning the vicious crimes and heinous act that which took place on September 11th. Sheikh Zayd al-Madkhali says in his work Al-Irhab, terrorism, which means terrorism. So what is the kidnapping of people in airplanes and on the ground, such as buses and trains, or those walking in the streets and killing of the leaders and bombing government installations to destroy their sanctity, except from the forms of wicked, filthy terrorism? And this you can really look at to show proof that when he says wicked, filthy terrorism, is that the scholars of this Dawah Salafiyah, such as Sheikh Zayd al-Madkhali, do not support these evil acts and are not in agreement with terrorism or blowing oneself up, the suicide bombings, taking innocent people, kidnapping them on planes, crashing into buildings where there's other hundreds of people working or living in any of this like this. Going on buses and blowing up buses with children on the buses as well as mothers, and maybe they claim there was some soldiers there or something. But usually this is what goes on by these groups and by these people who practice these acts, and they are known, and it is clearly terrorism. It's irhab. It is not jihad, and we have to know this clearly, that it is not jihad. Jihad has rules, it has regulations, and in regulations and rules, number one, suicide is not the way of jihad. Suicide, blowing oneself up, killing oneself at all is not the way of jihad. There's nowhere in the Quran that you clearly use and prove that this is such. But this is something new that didn't even really originate with the Muslims. It originated with the non-Muslims. But the Muslims, some of these groups, that took from what the non-Muslims were doing, they said, well, we can do the same thing. We can utilize like a lot of things. Like non-Muslims, they're known for watching TV, they're known for music, they're known for a lot of vices and sin that Allah says in the Quran is haram, but they still do it. And then there's Muslims that are taken and being influenced by it, do it as well. They do it as well. I live in Egypt, and predominantly in Egypt, there's so many different houses that you can see that are satellite dishes on it, and they watch TV, and they clearly see the things of such as Dinah and all these other acts of evil that go on that Allah speaks against in the Quran and the Sunnah. So how can a person say that this originally was with the Muslims when the non-Muslims was doing it way before? And then the Muslims picked it up and took it. And then the Muslims think that this is the regular way and they are fine with it. No, this is not correct. And then as he continues, and what is the evil planning of overthrowing the government leaders and their rulers of this and the ruler of this ummah and the killing of their police and their deputies who maintain the nations, killing and terrorizing upon other than the Islamic legislation, rather by way of innovative disorder, by way of bid'ah, except a form of rejected terrorism, suicide, bombing, all the likes of these evil acts, of which they have been inclined towards and has been made pleasing to them, to their hearts by devils from the humans and the jinn. And the humans were the non-Muslims that did these evil acts before. This was inclined to them. And the jinn being the whisperers to do it when the emotions of the people are riled up and they're angry and their hateful feelings come about to where they feel they have to perform these acts. And they can't do and wait and be patient with Allah's qadr. They have to go before the will of Allah and try to practice their own way to bring a change. Instead of knowing that Allah, as He says in the Quran, He will not change the condition of a people until they change themselves. So that meaning that these people might be getting a trial against them, or a trial might be coming upon them, a test or a punishment because of their own condition of how they are. Meaning that they're not practicing Islam the way they're supposed to be in their country. So Allah might be sending this upon them for that reason as a purification, that they will return back to Allah, and then Allah will bring success and bring tawfiq, which is success to them, upon whether they had enemies that were occupying them, and then they will regain back their justful rights as human beings to live in their land without being occupied. No, but they go through what? Suicide bombing, kidnapping other people, killing innocent people. Well, they think they're not innocent because they're not Muslim. So I might have probably killed my own non-Muslim family for that fact. No, this is not correct. This is not from the Salaf al-Salih. This is from the Salaf al-Talih. This is from the people who came after them with all these new, innovative bid'ah ways to try to claim that this is the way of Islam and practice it. So ultimately, to finish up, because the time runs out and there's not much time that I can utilize to upload this video, and I hope that you receive enough information, and eventually, inshallah, we'll try to bring about some more information, other scholars to speak on this issue in another video, inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah guide us all. Ameen. Subhanakallah wa bihamdihi wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.